This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Well, I tell you what, it was a great week to be a Lancer. Mount Marty Lancer Athletics now on KYNT for our Lancer Locker. The Lancers had a very, very good week. Not only was it the GPAC Championships up in Mitchell for indoor track and field, we also had some cheer competitions, baseball and softball both in action, and then men's and women's basketball, highlighted by the men's basketball team claiming a spot in the postseason for the first time in 5 years. Lancers, last time they got there, they nearly won the whole dang thing, so it's exciting to see them back in the tournament for the first time in a while. I'm looking forward to it. The women's program did get eliminated, but man, do they have a bright future. I am really looking forward to next season for this Mount Marty women's team. You can feel the momentum that is kind of happening with Mount Marty women right now. Even though they only have 2 games left in the season this year, next year's going to be fun. By the way, we'll talk about that upcoming schedule. We've got a game in 2 days we're covering for Mount Marty women's basketball in a women's-only single game down in Omaha. Actually, you know what? Let's just start with that. Let's start with the basketball games from Saturday. First up, the women's basketball team, 10-16 overall. They won 10 games so far this season, 4-16 in conference, and they've got another couple of conference games left. They face the College of St. Mary, who they beat by, I think, 31 points earlier this season on Wednesday, 6 p.m. in Omaha. 6 p.m. in Omaha after it was a 31-point victory earlier this season, 81-50 in Yankton. They take them on again in Omaha at 6 o'clock Wednesday. Then returning home at 2 o'clock versus Concordia for Senior Day. That'll finish up the regular season for the women's team. For the men's team, they only have the 1 game left, Senior Day versus Concordia, 3:45, the second half of Saturday's doubleheader in Yankton. Senior Day for both programs. You're going to want to be there. Head to the Simple Arena for that. We'll talk more about the basketball teams throughout this week and throughout this show as well, because since there's a little bit of history made for the men's team, we've got post-game comments from the head coach of the Lancer men's basketball team, and Colin Author. We spoke with him for about 10 minutes total post-game after the win over Briar Cliff on Saturday. We'll talk about that coming up in a couple of minutes. We also spoke with one of the players for the men's basketball team before that Briar Cliff game this last week in Damon Opdahl, a sophomore who actually on Saturday had his first career start. He is 1-0 as a starter in his career as a Lancer, beat Briar Cliff only for the second time in the last 20 years did Mount Marty, and claimed a postseason spot. This was a big win. So we spoke with Damon as well before that game. This was last week when we spoke with him. That'll end up the show. That'll end the show in a little bit. First, let's go to some other sports and some of the things that happened over the last couple days. The Lancer cheer team competed at the Northwestern College Invite over the weekend. They ended up taking 7th as a team, 7th in day 1, 7th in day 2 for a total of 7th place total, 130.58 total points in that cheer meet. In baseball and softball, we'll start it off with baseball. So that one's pretty easy. Their games were postponed. This weekend. They were set to play Clark University in doubleheader in Omaha, but due to the terrible weather that we're having right now, did not get played. So their next games are going to be February 22nd and 23rd. Home games in Yankton. Hopefully, we're going to see those happen. The temperatures are supposed to be rising over the next couple of days. Like, we're not going to get out of the negatives maybe until Thursday, but on Saturday, we're supposed to get up there. And next week, we're going to get into the 40s and 50s. So hopefully those baseball games are going to be okay. Any changes with those, we'll certainly bring them to you right here on KYNT. With the softball team, they did have a couple of games this weekend. They were able to play in a dome over in Sioux Center. So they played 4 games. They won 2 of them. They beat Minnesota Crookston and Dakota State University 2-1 and 7-4, respectively. They did fall in their last 2 games, 4-3 to Dickinson State and 11-3 to Valley City State University. So that was the weekend for the softball team. They're 3-5 on the season. And finally, we'll finish it up now with the school records being broken at the GPAC Championships for indoor track and field. The Lancers track and field teams competed Up in Mitchell is where it was hosted, and they played very, very well. They claimed 1 GPAC title, 2 school records. They had 14 all GPAC honorees and team scores of 4th for the women and 6th for the men. They were highlighted by a couple of school records once again in senior Logan Ferrari, who claimed the conference title in the 5,000 with a time of 14:59.40. It was about 9 seconds faster than second place. He also finished 3rd in the 3,000 with a time of 8:49.02. Alexis even broke her own school records again in the 60 and 200, that junior for the Lancers. Alexis even and junior Zelly Sorensen both broke the 60-meter school record in the prelims, running 7:82. Even broke the record again in the finals, running 7:78 to finish 4th. Sorensen finished just behind in 5th, running 7:79. Even broke the 200 school record as well with a time of 25:47 to finish 2nd. Sorensen finished behind in 3rd, running 25:63. That is an incredible day for Alexis Even and Zelly Sorensen, as well as Logan Ferrari, who claimed the conference title in the 5,000. Now, once again, there are 14 other athletes who earned all GPAC honorees. You'll find them on mountmartyathletics.com. It is a massive list of very good athletes for Mount Marty. For those who qualified now, by the way, the indoor season continues at Nationals. The 2025 NAI Indoor Track and Field Championships will be celebrated on February 27th through March 1st. So about 10 days away is the start of those. It is next weekend, not this upcoming weekend, the weekend following, 27th through the 1st. That'll do it for our week in review of Lancer Athletics. That's kind of what's going on with Mount Marty and some of the big performers over the last week. With that, let's take a break. We'll come back with the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers men's basketball program and Colin Othier, talking about the history that was made on Saturday. Then we'll speak to Damon Opdahl, a sophomore for the men's team as well. All coming up on the Lancer Locker. Back in a couple of minutes. You're listening to KYNT.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce, because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
High school sports fans, take your game to the next level with Sparkling Ice Starburst, your new favorite game day boost. Bursting with bold flavors like strawberry, cherry, orange, and lemon, it's the perfect refreshment to keep you energized. Packed with sparkling fun and zero sugar, Sparkling Ice Starburst is the ultimate drink to fuel your spirit. Whether you're hitting the court or cheering from the stands, Sparkling Ice Starburst has your back. Grab some today and make every play a star performance. Sparkling Ice Starburst, where flavor meets performance.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
At Pizza Ranch, your favorite pizza is just a request away. This is Mike with Yankton Pizza Ranch, and every day you can enjoy the buffet your way. Step 1, ask for your favorite pizza at the counter, and we'll bake it fresh just for you. Step 2, get the first slice hot out of the oven. Step 3, rejoice and repeat. It's everyone's favorite buffet, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1:30, and 5 to 8, Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 8.
Whoa, that's good.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker, my name is Tel Tanner. Now we go to the post-game comments from the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers men's basketball program and Colin Othier. First time in 5 years Mount Marty has been in the postseason. Still waiting to see who they're going to be playing. They're either going to be the 7 or 8 seed, kind of depending on how Midland's game goes on Wednesday and then on how Mount Marty's game goes on Saturday. Actually, there's a couple other things with Concordia and Morningside and the top seeding in there. There's still quite a bit that can happen for Mount Marty to be either the 7 or 8 seed. We'll know at the end of the week. But they are in the postseason, that is for sure. They are in the top 8 and will be playing in the postseason. So that's something to look forward to. We spoke with the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers directly after this win over Briar Cliff on Saturday in Colin-Author about what just kind of happened. This was a little bit of history made for the Lancers. It's only the second time Mount Marty has beat Briar Cliff in the last 20 years. They get it at home to lock up a spot in the postseason. They've got one game left versus Concordia this upcoming Saturday on Senior Day. And then next Wednesday, the 26th, will be the first round of that GPAC tournament. We've got coverage of all of it right here on KYNT. But now let's go to those post-game comments with Coach Author. Here's what he had to say after this win over Briar Cliff.
Coach Author, this is a game you needed to have. You're going into this postseason tournament here very soon. You want the momentum. You want to beat good teams. That was a good team you just beat. Give me your thoughts on this one.
A very good team. And they're going through some injuries right now, and we've gone through our fair share of those throughout the year, too. Incredibly, they had 2 players combined for 54 points. And 2 really good players. And, those kids have been going and competing against those guys for a long time. I respect the heck out of Mark and that program and everything he's done. I heard you on the way in that they've played 75 times in school history since 1970-something. The series record was 65-10, 65 wins. It's only 11th time in school history that Mount Marty has beaten Briar Cliff. And I was amazed when I was driving and see, I do listen to you, Tal, just so you know. And you do a tremendous job. But that speaks for itself. That's a credit to our guys in the locker room of just how hard that they work. Do you have scores? Can you pull those scores up again?
I do have scores. We can go through them, but a little bit of history here first. We've got, this is the second time Mount Marty's beat Briar Cliff in the last 20 years. The last time was 2019 in Sioux City. Second time Mount Marty's beat Briar Cliff in 20 years, Coach. That is a good win.
And what an awesome day to do it with the 2004-2005 team here. I appreciate having those guys here. I mean, that's a lot of the stuff that we're doing right now is, second time in school history since them. And so we continue to just keep growing and building it. Looking to see if that Doan score, if you have that at all.
I do have that. 6 minutes left in the game. Dort leads Doan 73-67. So there's still 6 minutes left in a 6-point game. That
close game.
Close game.
Doan, I don't know if we need that. I think we do need them to lose. I believe to actually secure the berth of it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like we talked about, we're fighting for seeding right now, not just making the tournament. And our game next Saturday against Concordia at home's got a lot riding on it, and obviously on senior night and everything else. But it's been a process, and happy for our guys to pull this win out here today.
Coach, when you talk about some of your performances here today, Tashlin Day had 24 and 11. You expect games like that from him. He's a special player, and he puts up special numbers.
Yeah, he is. He is, and I don't like taking him out of the games much, especially late. We had to go offense, defense for some substitution stuff. I thought our guys did a great job of stepping up and playing with it. And when we needed a big bucket late, he was able to hit that little turnaround jumper there in the lane, which we've needed. We haven't been able to. We've been in that situation a lot, right? Up 5, up 6 with a minute and a half to go. That was that's not foreign territory for us. And so for us to be able to just step up and make the shot in a situation like that was awesome. But yeah, it's good getting him back healthy again, and I thought he did a great job.
And Coach, Rugby Riken today, 10 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds and a steal for your point guard. He is really looking comfortable scoring the ball tonight as well. Was that something you've been talking to him about, getting a little more aggressive scoring himself? Yeah,
not necessarily. I mean, we talked. He actually came in the office earlier this week and had such a good conversation about stuff, and just he's so good at getting in the paint and creating. And whether it's opportunities for you or for others, but he does such a good job of getting in the paint. And what he talked about learning is that how much patience he can have offensively. And when you have a group of unselfish guys knowing that ball is going to come back to you on that second, third, fourth side reversal, how that's a great time to penetrate with 9 seconds, and how much more open he ends up being because defenders are hugging their guys a little bit more later in the shot clock. And so, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's been something that like we're hammering in, like, wait, we need you to score. No, I mean, our depth is our depth. We have 3 guys with 10 points. We got 2 others with 7 and 2 others with 6. I mean, our depth is our depth. And it's a huge strength of ours, and multiple guys can step up on any given night, and that's what we love about it.
Let's talk about that depth. Your bench points tonight, 23 points. Garcia had 7. Schroeder had 6. Jensen had 6. It was a good performance for those minutes. You had clutch minutes off the bench, especially when you had foul trouble. Lunde had to have minutes off with foul trouble. Lopez had to come off the floor with foul trouble, and those guys stepped up. Yeah,
I thought that Thalen did a great job. He really does, and it's awesome to see him. I mean, when he gets his opportunities, he keeps excelling in it, and having 6 and 4 with 2 offensive rebounds and some big time ones. It's some big time occasions too with it is huge. And so, I mean, we have a multitude of guys that can play, that can step up, that are playing well, and we have multiple guys right now that continue to step up. And you know, it might not have been their night tonight, but as we all know, next Saturday is a whole new day. It's I mean, and anybody can step up on any given day, and that's the amount of depth that we've built with our program in terms of just that consistency and stability.
Let's talk about next Saturday, Coach. Not only is it the final game of the regular season versus Concordia, it's senior day. You're going to honor some guys with that. Can you tell me about that? It's here at 2 p.m. Once again, the start of the women's game, men's game to follow as usual next Saturday in Yankton.
Yeah, you know, we'll kind of, I'm guessing, talk about it a little bit even more this week on it, and you know, having Brandon here has done such a great job. I think he gave us a good lift when he came in here today and really pushed that tempo in the first half. I thought that was key, absolutely key. And in that second half, he was able to get some looks at the rim, and you know, having him's been awesome. And then Jared's finishing his second year here, and having those 2 guys in honor. And then we got some other guys in our program that maybe haven't made an impact on the floor, but off the floor they have. And really looking forward to being able to honor them. Like I said, we'll probably talk about that a little bit more here later this week and go in depth on some of these guys and you know, what the impact that they made, not just here at Mount Marty, but the impact that they're going to make when they graduate and move on from here.
Coach, we're going to do a little bit of reflecting over the next couple of days for sure. Right at the moment, Doan and Dort are actually in a 1-point game with 4 minutes to go, so we don't know the score of that. But if you're able to even go in against Concordia, or they drop either of their last 3 games, Mount Marty's in the tournament for the first time in 5 years. You can count on one hand the times they've been in the tournament in about 20 years.
Yeah.
You're doing things. Tonight, you beat Briar Cliff for the second time in 20 years. You're got 7 wins in the GPAC in a season. Once again, you can count on a single hand how many times that has happened in about 20 years. You're doing things that is uncommon at Mount Marty. This team is finally becoming a team that we have been waiting and wanting to see. Are you starting to feel that yourself? Like, how proud are you of these guys?
Well, I'm like everybody where I want it microwave society too and want it right away. I mean, that doesn't change, but at the end of the day, you know, we knew how we were going to build, and seeing some alum here, seeing Jonah Larson, Lincoln Jordan, and Cade Stearns right now that are here today, and I'm sure there's others, but they're just right in front of me right now. But guys that have really laid the foundation for what we were going to do and how this was going to look. It was going to take time. It was. We weren't looking for the quick fix. We wanted to have the right fix, and having that level of consistency is absolutely key to be able to doing that. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll reflect later on anything with me in this program and all that stuff. But it's about these guys. It's not about me at all. It's about the players that have been here. They've endured a lot, and you know, sometimes when you're down, it's easy to kick people when they're down. And these guys have been kicked a little bit, and you know, I'm happy for them. They understood it was going to be a process. We just talked about that in the locker room, and they knew it was going to be a process with what we were going to do. But you just had to keep putting your head down and working, and knowing that it's about time that they can kind of reap the benefits, the reward of their work.
And Coach, finally, let's focus on this upcoming schedule once again. The game itself, Concordia, they just beat Dakota Wesleyan today, 91-76 at home. They won in Seward. You get a full week to prepare for them. You don't play on Wednesday. What is this last week going to look like going into senior day?
We'll keep our balance and making sure we continue to work and grind and get their butts kicked in that weight room with Coach Rosie and stay in that gym and shooting. And then we'll make sure that we balance our fun in the way that we do. And we actually have some things set up for this next week, and really looking forward to that day. What day that is still kind of to be determined. It just kind of depends upon some other things that we're working through. But it's we're gonna keep getting better. We're gonna keep working. We're gonna keep coaching guys hard every single day. It's what's got us to this point, and that's not gonna slow down or stop now.
Coach Othier, thank you very much for your time. Go enjoy this one with you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you to Coach Othier for coming and talking with me. That was post-game Saturday, those comments from the head coach of the Lancers. They beat Briar Cliff, and Mount Marty's in the postseason, locked up a spot in that tournament. Now, just fighting for seeding. My name is Tel Tanner. This is KYNT's Lancer Locker. We'll take another break, come back with a player profile, Damon Opdahl, a sophomore for this men's basketball program. We spoke with him before that Briar Cliff game last week. We'll have that up next.
We all get a case of the Mondays sometimes, so to chill out everyone's case of the Mondays, Coors Light is giving America a case of the Mondays for the worst Monday of the year, the Monday after the big game. The case of the Mondays has never sounded so chill. Want to learn more? Visit CoorsLightMondays.com. Must be 21 to take part. Pick up the limited time Mondays Coors Light packaging at a local retailer near you.
Hey, son, can you hand me that vice grip? As any farmer or rancher knows, having the right tools in the toolbox is important. That goes for your ag lending as well. If you're considering expansion, restructuring debt, or purchasing equipment, call Dakota Mac. We have a toolbox full of lending solutions to help you with your ag financing needs.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmock Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
There's just something about a Lincoln. This is Brandon Tigro from Lewis & Clark Ford Lincoln. Recently, we upped our game in the luxury vehicle market and received a special allocation of 30 new Lincolns, new 2025 Nautilus, Corsairs, Aviators, and Navigators. We believe you shouldn't have to drive out of town to purchase a true luxury vehicle, and we've made luxury affordable by pricing our Lincolns to sell. See our Lincoln selection online at lewisandclarklincoln.com or at 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Ben is in a sticky situation.
I got so excited for my fresh-baked Runza cinnamon rolls that I forgot to grab a napkin.
Now you got cinnamon roll fingers, and they're so ooey.
And gooey. I can't grab a spoon to dig into my delicious homemade chili.
Maybe you should call for help?
Oh, I'll call my mom. Oh, I've ruined my phone.
Worth it, though. Come get Runza's homemade chili, fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, and a napkin today. Because Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
Go to our feature athlete of the week now for Mount Marty University. That's Damon Opdahl, a sophomore out of Summit, South Dakota for the Mount Marty men's basketball program. Damon, thanks for coming in and talking with us. And I know you got lifting coming up in a little bit. Walk me through, like, this time of year. You know, you've got a week in between games at this point. No Wednesday game this week, no Wednesday game next week. What does the week kind of look like? What does practice schedule look like, lifting? Are y'all taking some time getting healthy or really hitting it hard right now?
Definitely in the beginning of the week, we hit it a little bit harder and then scale back towards the end of the week and focus more on the game plan. But yeah, I mean, during the season, it's not obviously as tough as the off season, but when we have a full week to prepare, the first couple days we go a little harder, and then we take it a little easier at the end of the week.
Sure. So when it comes to the end of the season here, we're going to talk a little bit more about you as a person in a moment, but I got to ask, end of the season's coming up. You got 2 games of the regular season left before you get into that tournament here. You got Briarcliff, Concordia, and then wherever you end up, obviously, in the tournament. What can you tell me about the end of the season? What are some of the team goals? What is the morale like in the locker room right now? What's the vibe?
I mean, everybody's excited. We definitely, compared to last year, I mean, we have a lot more hope this year, and our goal, obviously, is to hopefully win the last 2 games, but if not, at least one of the 2, so that we can stay either at the position we're at or potentially move up. But yeah, we're definitely excited for the potential playoff game.
So let's talk about you a little bit here. Summit, South Dakota. We were just talking before we turned on the mics. That is a small town. Tell me a little bit more about it. Population, graduating class size, stuff like that.
I mean, we have probably a population of less than 400, and I graduated with a class of 12 people. It's really not a whole lot to it. I mean, the gas station there is probably the biggest thing in town, but it's definitely very sports oriented. I mean, everybody there is very, especially in basketball, we get a good crowd every time. I mean, at least we did. I think they still do, but yeah, it's very a tight-knit community, but not very big.
Talk a little bit more about the upbringing here. Can you tell me about your family and kind of the influence they had on basketball in your life?
Yeah. So my mom played college basketball back in the day, but then
Presentation, right?
Yep, presentation. And then my stepdad has been my coach my whole life, ever since I started playing back in second, third grade, and then all the way up till high school, my senior year. But everyone in my family has been very influential because we all like sports, all kinds, but especially basketball, with my stepdad being a head coach.
Yeah, and then obviously something you told me before the mic as well, through your dad, you were able to meet Sutton Aaron, and now you have that connection at Mount Marty with a good friend from upbringing now at Mount Marty. That's kind of cool too.
Right. Yeah. With my dad living in Emory, where Sutton's from, I was able to grow up with him and build that connection, and then luckily we got to play together at the next level.
Let's talk about Mount Marty now. The both of you are sophomores. Was it kind of a collective decision, the two of you wanting to go to somewhere together?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely had a big influence on us both picking Mount Marty, but yeah, it was one of the factors.
And you obviously had options of where you can go, especially with coaches saying, hey, if we get one, we're probably getting the other, so they probably went pretty hard on the two of you. So what was it about Mount Marty that drew you in?
Just the opportunity, I think, within the school and the people here. And then also, I mean, all the other factors, location helped. And I mean, I just thought that we could build something, or at least hopefully build a career that I wanted to here at Mount Marty, and then leave here with opportunities that would build my future.
Now, Sutton was one of the only guys on the team you really knew before coming to Mount Marty, but I know you played a couple of the other guys on the team here. Who else have you really played? And do you guys talk about that at all? Just whoever won whatever game it was, do you talk about it?
I never, since we were B school, I never really played a whole lot of the kids on our team, but I do remember playing them in a bunch of camps over summer and stuff like that. So yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, but not too bad, just because it was not real competition between team, but
just camps. You guys saw each other there, worked together, and kind of competed a little bit. I gotcha. So going back to you, and we talk about your future after Mount Marty. You're still a sophomore. You've got plenty of time left to figure out kind of what you want to do with your life. I assume you have goals if it's not a set in stone plan. What do you want to do with your life after college?
Yeah, so I'm currently going for accounting and business and double majors, so hopefully I get a career in, either at an accounting firm or somewhere in the banking department, but I would say that I'm just going to keep my options open, and whatever opportunity arises hopefully takes me in the right place.
All right. Do you have any destinations you'd like to end up at, or stay home, or after college maybe go somewhere for a couple of years and then come back?
Yeah, I definitely don't have any certain plans or decisions, but I'd be open to anything. I do like being able to be close to family so that I can be with them, but I'd be open to whatever opportunity comes my way.
Tell me a little more about your family. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 4.
Oh, wow. Tell me about Older, younger?
All younger. I got 2 on my mom's side and then 2 on my dad's side. My brother and sister in each, and they all love sports just as much as I do.
Does your family get to come to games or at least watch them a lot?
Yeah, both sides are at almost every home game and a decent amount of the away games.
Hopefully they've been at some of the recent ones where you've had some great late game performances.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of fun to watch for you, not just as a sophomore, but you and Sutton both. In the last couple of games, you've really exploded as massive scoring threats off the bench for the Lancers in late game situations. What's that mean to you and really the two of you that your coach wants you in the game in these late game situations because he just knows the impact you can put on the floor?
I mean, it means a lot. I think we're thankful for the opportunity that we got to be able to show what we can do, but anything that helps us win as a team is their main goal. So, I mean, it means a lot, but whether it was me or anybody else, I'm just glad that we're going in the right direction.
Well, Damon, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you for coming to talk with me today. Is there any final message you got for Lancer fans? Because you're certainly becoming a fan favorite.
Not really. I mean, the support helps, so everybody that shows up, it makes a big difference.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you started a new job. Plus, quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and mine operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Sherco's electric accessories, more than just convenience, they're safety. Step back away from the moving parts and out of the dust. Operate your electric accessories with the push of a button. Everything from our 4500 series HD tarp to our ProTrap and AutoTrap hopper door openers to the DryMax auger mover provide a safer working environment when teamed with the SureLink wireless system. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
This is Jenny from Slumberland Furniture in Yankton. Looking for a refresh in your home? Want to change up your space? Take advantage of our free interior design service. We can help reimagine your room using new pieces that will work with what you currently have. At Slumberland, you'll find the best brand name furniture and quality mattresses with the best customer service possible. See us at 2401 Broadway in Yankton.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Buying a home in this market can be frustrating. Having an experienced real estate agent is more important than ever. This is Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I've been helping first-time home buyers, those needing a little more space, folks wanting to downsize, and investors for almost 20 years. For personalized service you can trust, call 605-664-5555 and we'll find your next home.
A little bit of history on the Lancer Locker once again. The first time in 5 years Mount Marty men's basketball is in the GPAC postseason. I cannot wait to cover those games next Wednesday on the road. We don't know where yet, but we'll keep you posted as soon as we find out. They are in action once again Saturday, both men's and women's teams for Senior Day on Saturday. That will be a great couple of games versus Concordia starting at 2. This Wednesday as well, women's basketball only facing the College of St. Mary, a team they beat by 31 points earlier this season in Omaha. We've got coverage of it right here on 102.1 FM AM 1450, audio simulcast on KYNT TV. I'll be there myself down in Omaha. That's going to do it for the show today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Lancer Locker. We've talked about every sport we could think of and a bunch more. That'll do it today. We'll be back next week, and we're going to recap the women's basketball season with the head coach of the program, Alan Bertram. I'm looking forward to that. That program is on the rise. That'll do it for